Okay, so save scene as. Something so you can get back to it, because we're going to open a previous lesson. So way back in lesson put a star period star here. That allows you to show everything. Star period star. Ah, there we go. See how now I can see all the files? So final hand. Oop. Import. Star periods. Hand final. Error reading file. Okay, so open scene. Hand final. So you should have a hand final too, because yeah, we went through this whole lesson here. So this is the one I'm talking about, this hand. I use this one a lot. So I usually only do a hand every once in a while. Usually I'll use the hand that I have, and if I feel that it needs some tweaking, I'll just tweak that hand just a little bit. This is one of those workflow things, I guess. Okay, I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit based on what I've done. Just rounding it. There we go. Alright, so we're going to export this as an OBJ. File, export selection. And put it with your saved out model that you just saved out, the one. So the one that's all blended together. Oh, not that one. Ta-da, that one. And now you can see how many different directions I take to teach you the best method, I guess, because I have a few of those saved out. I'm going to delete those things, they are annoying. So I had like 3 different variations of this lesson, and I always choose the best route for that. Alright, so here we go. We've got our one body, and now what I'm going to do is try to find that hand. Okay, so I'll have my hand that I imported as an OBJ. Just going to rotate it 180 degrees. drag it up to the wrist. Kind of align that with the wrist right there. Now a few things happen with the hand. One, your hand is always going to be at a little angle down, and it's going to match that. Another thing, in a top view, I'm going to rotate it just a little bit this way. Okay, so it's matching this straight line and this, with the exception of these vertices right here get rotated back. So something like that. Okay, so here's the fun part. Here's the one where you're gonna pull out your hair and you're gonna cry. And I'll try to make it as easy as possible for you. Okay, so we have 8 here, and on this hand we have about, what, 20 or something like that? So let's count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 17, 18, 19, 20. Wow, there is 20 here. 20 is an even number. That's a good sign. Do I want to carry all 20 of them over to the body, however? No. And usually this is where you have to decide what kind of low poly character are you going to make. Are you going to make a game quality character, or are you going to make a sculpting quality character? And then there's an animatable type of character too. Okay, I'm just kind of making a pseudo sculptable kind of character. So we got to get rid of a few of these edge loops. And I'm going to target right in this area. Okay, so this one, I'm going to edge loop to edge loop, and I'm going to look at it as, okay, I can't get rid of this line because this line makes up this finger. Okay, these, however, these 3 don't do anything for me. They added shape to the hand, but I want a low poly character. So edit mesh, delete edge vertex. Okay, so I lost considerable amount of shape, so I'm going to try to re-put that shape in using the existing geometry that I have. Only existing geometry. You're going to have to zoom around and get that looking good, because yours is going to look different than mine probably right now. I mean, it's not going to be vertex for vertex or anything like that, so just zoom around your hand and start reducing the edges like this. Okay, so here's another example. Okay, here in this area, what is this doing for me? Not much. So what I'm going to do here, is first look where this goes. So 2 edge loop. Okay, and I'm going to say delete edge vertex. Let's count up our points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 16. So I went from 20 to 16. Is there anything else I can get rid of? I already, kind of patched up these fingers, so I got these reducer polygons right here that handle those. What about on the bottom, however? Yep, reducing polygons. So I've reached my limit of what I can delete. Even the fingernails, they're not in a location where they're adding any extra edge loops. So I've reduced this enough, and now I'm going to attach it. Remember, it's 3 heads long. So right now you can kind of look at your head and say, okay, from here to here there's a head, here to there there's a head, and there to there there's a head. Straightening these up. Just like that. Okay, I'm going to take all the vertexes on the hand. Move them just outside the range here. And here's where the fun begins. Okay, so things you should look out for at this point. At this point, you should have your hand, this muscle right here that goes. And if you stretch out your hand again, the crook of your arm goes into your thumb, right? So if you kind of look at that, it's like this right here goes down and into this major line that goes into your hand. Okay, so we're going to represent that by making sure this one goes here, and this one goes here. Okay, now we gotta just do an average. Okay, about in this area, I'm gonna say this one attaches here. I'm gonna skip one. This one attaches here. Don't worry, we can clean all this up later. This one attaches here. This one attaches here. And this one attaches here. Okay, so here's my elbow. Look where it's going. Boom, boom, right into the side of my hand. So those are the two major ones. This one goes up to the arm, this one goes to the elbow. Okay, so now it's insert edge loop tool, and we're going to put an edge loop for every one that we are missing. Like here we need one, so I'm going to put an edge loop in here. Okay, right afterwards, before I insert any more edge loops, I'm going to match that. This way, if you see anything that's going on awkward, you can stop it. So insert edge loop tool. See where these are going? They're going into the feet. It's a good place for them right now. Okay, there's that one. This one I need 2. Well, hold the phone here. Did I miss one? There we go. Yeah, it looks like. Okay, I'm going to leave that one alone for a second. Sort of edge loop here, here, here. Okay, right here, this area, see what happens? I'm not going to put these edge loops in here, because I could put a reducer polygon in here and then raise this one up, and I can make that little bone that is in your wrist. So I'm going to go object mode, mesh, combine these together. I'm saving this one up to last because I don't want to ruin anything in my model. Then I'm going to merge edge tool. I'm going to merge what I got so far. Okay. Skipping around. I want this edge merge, this edge merge. Okay, once they're merged, insert edge loop tool. It looks like I gained that edge back. That's good. Merge edge tool, merge these two together, and in here I'm going to simply grab the edge and do a fill hole. As soon as I remember where it's at, mesh, fill hole. Ta-da! Alright, so grab this edge, move it up some. Whoop. And there's that bone right there that sticks up. Okay, let's see what damage all that did to my mesh. Not much. The only thing I don't like is how many actually polygons I got going on here, but it's supported well because right in this area anyway, I want it to have that underneath the breast to be supported. Okay, so these vertexes here can now be blended back. And now I have enough edge loops to actually get that nice flow from my arm to right there. So don't monkey around with it too much because you're gonna get it so it's like a little jaggedy. If you do, go ahead and grab this sculpting tool right here and go to the smooth and very gently kind of smooth this area out just a little bit. Not much, just a little bit. Okay, if you get it too smooth, don't worry about it. Just go to the area where the bicep should be and stick it out. Okay, I'm going to pull these back just a little bit too. Okay, edit, duplicate special. And there we go. There's our low poly representation of a human being. Alright, so when you get done with this, when you get all done with it, I need it combined. Notice there's no ear, no facial features whatsoever. Alright, I want to keep this kind of like a ninja for this lesson because later on I want to be able to sculpt on it. I want to keep this as your universal kind of character that we can do stuff with. So definitely clean this up. Definitely, get it the perfect shape, whatever you can muster. Line it up with the image planes if you need to get everything, correct. That way we can use this later on. So, I'm just touching base on things that I know in here, but yeah. Definitely go to town on opening up that layer 3 and say, oh, okay, so maybe just things that I need to catch base on that I'm going to learn later on and might work out better is just moving a few of these to a little bit match. It looks like I did a pretty good job, but just a few things like that. I'm going to keep his waist a little bit skinnier than that. It's going to be a ninja after all. You don't want a beer gut. Just little things here and there. Maybe close this off a little bit. And you correct yourself on these you'll find that you correct it, you'll do the entire model, you'll correct the small issues, you'll learn a lot faster than that way than just sit here and trace out the entire image. I'm going to keep his head a little narrow like that. I kind of like that. If you were to put some kind of mask on the character, it would probably suck your face down into the bone region anyway, because it's a tight-fitting mask. Right in here, I'm kind of displeased with. If I go to the smooth tool, go to stroke, go to reflection, I can reflect on both sides of the mesh. Okay, but oh wait, I don't need to do that because there's, yeah, that's right. The other one's actually a mirrored copy, so forget what I said. Okay, just a little bit of smoothing, not much. Yeah, sort of like that. Alright, so turn it in when you're done. Make sure you merge the edges, merge both sides of it, and get a render of it. And I'll show you how to render it out in the classroom. Alright, so have a good one, and until next lesson.